Hey there! Welcome to another episode of the Relief Report. Actually, a holiday episode of the Relief Report. I'm Stephanie Clairmont, your digestive dietitian, and I thought I would do this episode on the show where we help you get super clear on what's causing your digestive health issues, things like gas, bloating, abdominal discomfort, pain, diarrhea, or constipation. All those awful, yucky, embarrassing, uncomfortable, awkward issues that happen with our gut health. And thought I'd do it right by the Christmas tree. Doesn't that feel like the right thing to do? So in this episode, as we get closer and closer to the holidays, I wanted to talk to you about having the perfect holiday poop, okay? Because the bowel issue part of it, the diarrhea and the constipation that we can deal with is real. And it happens for so many of us, especially if you're someone with irritable bowel syndrome. That maybe you keep these symptoms like slightly under control during the year, but when the holidays hit, bam, you have all kinds of gas and bloating. But especially the worst part of it all is that diarrhea that can happen, those urgent bowel movements where you're running to the bathroom. So in today's episode, I want to help you to prevent running to the bathroom. At least if you have to go to the bathroom and have a bowel movement while you're in public, it's like a normal bowel movement. You can sit down, do your business, and get back to your life. Instead of that awful, uncomfortable, kind of loose, yucky feeling and that urgency that happens to so many of us. So I want to help you do that. Okay, so the holidays are kind of a really tricky time for all the different digestive triggers. And if you've been watching some of the episodes we're putting out during the holidays, you're seeing me, give you some guidelines on some foods to avoid, some things to include, how to actually manage your digestive health so that you prevent having a lot of those triggers. So when we talk about having this perfect holiday poop or, preventing that urgency or that diarrhea, there's a few things I really want to give you today to help you do that. So the first thing with digestive health, and it's probably one of the most common things that you've heard, and you're going to be like, Stephanie, I've heard that before. But if you don't do this, there's no way you can have normal poops. There's just not. And so those two most important things are making sure you're getting enough fiber for yourself and making sure you drink enough water. And I would say 50% of my clients that I've seen over the last 6 years being a digestive dietitian do not get enough water. And you know what? I'm one of them. I don't feel thirsty, and so I can go a whole day having a glass of water, and that's it. Now, we need to change that. We need to change that right now, especially during the holidays, but for the rest of your life. You need about 2 to 3 liters of fluid every day, and yes, that can include things like juice and, coffee and tea, but we shouldn't focus on that. We should have as much water as possible. So if you want to have really awesome bowel movements, you need to drink enough fluid, and that's like a minimum of about 2 to 3 liters of water in a day, okay? Everyone's unique and different, but that's kind of a guideline. And for fiber, you want to make sure that you're getting enough, okay? For most of us with the loose stool issue, then you want to make sure you're getting enough fiber. And that can be just by adding a little bit of chia seeds into your breakfast in the morning, making sure you're choosing having some fruit, having some vegetables, just getting enough fiber. You don't have to overdo the fiber. Just want to make sure that you're getting enough, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to do while you're having fun during the holidays. The other thing is you want to watch the food that you're eating and try to have as much clean, simple food as possible. Now, we're not going to get too deep on all the potential foods that can be triggering your digestive symptoms because there's a list of them. And if you need help with that, I want you to head over to stephanieclairmont.com. I would love to talk to you more about how the team and I can help you either in the Clarity program or another way to work with you to help you get clear on your digestive triggers. But for now, during the holidays, to have that perfect poop, you want to choose foods that are simple, that are not packaged or processed at all. You want to minimize eating out as much as possible. Bring foods from home to a potluck or a party that you know are safe, kind of clean foods for you. So some examples of, Stephanie, like what's a simple and clean food? Well, here's some not simple clean foods. Lasagna. Now, I'm Italian, so I love a good lasagna. But I'll make one at home that has lots of simple ingredients in it that's trigger-free for me. But these are things that if you eat out and you don't make it, have a lot of complexities to them and a lot of potential triggers. So think about things like lasagna, casseroles, soups and stews, anything that has like lots of ingredients and complex flavors. That's not simple food. Now, it might be wholesome and made from scratch, but all those different things that if you aren't clear on what your triggers are, You want to avoid those things. Okay, so what does that mean that you actually choose? Well, simple potatoes, like a roasted potato with some salt and pepper on it, simple. Simple rice, simple quinoa, those kind of like plain foods. Also vegetables, maybe a bit of roasted vegetable or steamed or boiled vegetable or broiled vegetable. How else can you cook vegetables? All different ways you can cook vegetables, but simple vegetables, okay? When we have something we have in my husband's family is like creamed spinach. I'm Italian, so we've never had that before, but with his family, we have creamed spinach, and there are a lot of things that go into creamed spinach. I will never eat the creamed spinach. It's probably delicious, but I will never eat that. As someone who has dealt and deals with IBS symptoms, those kind of vegetable dishes that have lots of cream and lots of dairy and lots of garlic, I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to stick to the simple stuff, maybe a little bit of salad, not too much raw vegetables, but those simple, clean foods, and things like turkey, and like kind of the simple proteins, those kinds of things. All right, so you want to stick to those simple foods as much as possible. Try to avoid the complex stuff and bring dishes from home that satisfy your needs that you can bring and offer to the rest of the people at the event. Okay, so those are 2 important things for the perfect poop. Now, number 3 important for the perfect holiday poop. Okay, so you're having enough fiber and water, you're doing that every day. Then you're also sticking to as simple foods all day long, before the event, after the event, all day long, as much as you can. Now, the third most important thing, this is a tough one, is the anxiety that comes with the holidays. Okay, I know that the holidays bring anxiety. For so many of my clients, it's such a hard time of year. It makes me really emotional because I know so many of you are suffering with this anxiety that comes with the holiday celebration. So we have to put something in place to manage that. Now listen to me. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine, okay? Just do the best you can. Eat well for digestion. Eat safe foods. Have enough fluid. Have enough fiber. Watch the other videos about avoiding triggers. Call me out if you need some help. I'd love to work with you, but just know that everything's going to be fine, okay? And you got to learn how to breathe through the anxiety. So as you're getting ready to leave, putting your makeup on, doing your hair, take deep breaths, okay? Don't breathe up into your chest. Breathe into your belly. So as that anxiety starts to hit you before you leave, as you get in the car, as you drive out, as you're in the car, as you get to someone's house, maybe as you look at the food, maybe as you sit down and eat, there's all these moments that just hit you with anxiety. As you get that anxiety can actually trigger symptoms. And so we have to manage that just as much as we have to manage our food. So just be aware of your breathing. And so often we can just breathe into our chest. That you can get this like really short chest breathing. So you want to just take deep breaths, fill your belly with air, breathe out from your belly, and take those deep breaths in all those moments of anxiety, and know that it's going to be okay, that you've got this, okay? So manage that anxiety, be prepared, bring some things from home, eat well, choose those simple foods, try to avoid all of the complex stuff, drink enough water. Even, another thing we didn't mention in this video, but it's alcohol. Minimize the amount of alcohol you have, and coffee and caffeine. Those can be gut stimulants as well. So avoid the caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, the gut stimulants. Have enough water and fiber. Stick to those safe, simple foods, and do your deep breathing, and you're going to be okay. All right, my friend, thanks for joining me by the Christmas tree. Listen, I have your best interest in heart. I know you can get through these holidays. If you need any help at all, head on over to StephanieClairmont.com. If you want to get on a plan, maybe it's after the holidays, maybe it's in January, send us a message. We'd love to talk to you about the Clarity Program. I'd love to help you get super clear on your triggers so that you can head into life feeling more like your normal, beautiful self. All right, my friend, have a really great day and a happy holiday. I'll see you again soon.